Okay, this is Dan setting up his helicopter. The, what is it called?
The CX4. The Blade CX4.
The Blade CX4.
And here we are going, first thing we do is turn on the power on our flight control transmitter. And I already have a battery in the unit, so we have to remove that. So we'll lay it down on the side. Unplug this. We just had a flight. It was a really good flight. We got great conditions down here in sunny, cloudy Florida.
Yeah, cloudy Florida right now. Yesterday we thought it was snowing.
Put your new battery in with the label facing down. Sometimes the label gets hung up like this, and I got to work around it. You push it all the way in. There's a little catch in there. It butts up against there, so you get all the way forward. If you don't, then the helicopter doesn't go forward as well as it should. And then we're very quickly going to plug this connector in. See the two ends of the connector.
Let me get closer so I can see what you're doing.
We're going to plug that in, and then we're very quickly going to flip it up on the skids. But we got to make sure we get a good connection up on the skids, and then we don't touch anything. And this particular model has a heading gyro in it, and the heading gyro right now is stabilizing. We got a little light here on the transmitter, and it was flashing red while that the gyro was stabilizing, and then green as it was getting closer, and then solid green when it's ready to fly. Oh, we've seen a little bump there.
Yep, heard that.
I like to check the controls. That controls the pitch of the lower rotor, which allows you to move forward, backwards, pitch right, pitch forward, pitch backwards, side to side. Okay, we're ready to take it out for a flight.
Okay, going outside.
I like to carry it by the blade, have everything, the blades out, balanced. I like to carry it like this. It's nicely balanced, and you have to worry about it too much. For my landing pad, because I find the Florida grass that we have here, the skids get caught up in the grass and it tips over and wrecks the blades. So you need to take off of a good solid surface, clean surface.
Okay.
Now I like to start it up a little bit, easy, and let everything kind of equalize and settle out. Okay, so if you'll back up a little bit now. And you take it up kind of slow, and just before you start to go in the air, let's see, I need a little trim on it. And you push it up kind of hard. You can see the conditions are really good today. For Florida, we usually have some kind of breeze. So I can hover pretty good. I'm going to go forward down to the hedge a little bit, turning towards it. Come down in altitude a little bit. And we're going to turn around. And turn towards us, come our way a bit. Has really nice rotating capability. Turns very quickly. And it's pretty stable in turns. The pitch left and right and forward and backwards is a little tricky. I like to fly it with the trim where the twins are a little bit forward. So it's got some forward momentum, even if it's slow. Right now it's trimmed all the way forward by my control. And so it's always got a little forward momentum. That helps you some. If you want to just hover, you got to pull back on that. So it's about mid. Let's see if we can hover a bit. Right there. That's good hovering. Look at that. These are good conditions out here. We'll go forward on that trim. Just a trim. me go down to the other side of the yard here. Dip down here. See if we get up some little speed. You really can feel the wind off that thing. It puts out some serious wind. Here we go. You got to push up the throttle a little bit because it has a tendency to dip as it goes forward. It loses a little altitude. Bring it in for a close-up. You can go a little bit lateral, go forward a little way. Do a little bit of a lateral. So we're coming right towards it. You see how I lost a little altitude? That's just the way, the characteristic of it. Do it the other way. Now this way, if I do it, I tend to go up. The other way is go down. Over our head.
Gosh, it looks like a real helicopter.
There we go. Beautiful flying conditions today. This, I think, is the best I've ever experienced. Usually when it's this still here in Florida, you got little puffs of wind that can come from anywhere and just kick you all over the place. It can be very, very difficult to fly in Florida when there's no steady, very slow breeze, because there's usually a lot of turbulence. Little puffs here and there just blow you unexpectedly off course. Full forward. It's not a very fast helicopter. Backing off, turning, going the other way. You can see a dip when I lay into it pretty hard. You have to up that throttle when you go forward all the way, because that squash plate, which is what gives it pitch forward, is dragging against the outer shaft some and decreasing the revolutions on it, so you lose a little altitude. There we go.
Okay, you're gonna take it in for a landing soon?
Going sideways. A landing.
Yes, let's show a perfect landing.
Really hard to land this thing exactly where you want it. You start getting blade wash, and you just start getting buffeted around quite a bit. And so it can be pretty hard. Come down too quick, you gotta have no speed. You don't want any forward momentum or your tip. I didn't quite make it, but I got down safe without hitting the blades. I don't like to take off the grass. I don't recommend it because you could never know that those skids are going to get caught up in the grass as you start to take off. You move a little forward or backwards. And we got a little light over here. I'm looking, I keep looking and I turn the helicopter so I know. I also run a timer on my watch, which I forgot to set. I know I got about 10 minutes battery time.
Well, we've been out here for about 8.
Okay. We'll take off again. Notice the blades are not well situated. Give it a chance to stabilize. Kind of got to punch it up a little bit. That was a bit excessive though. For me, it's really important. I got a plane in the distance. It's really important for me to be able to hear the pitch of the motor to fly. So I kind of need it quiet.
Yeah, we live close to an airport.
I really rely a lot on being able to hear that, the pitch of those blades, so I know what altitude I can expect to be flying at, or whether I'm going to be going up or down. Pitch forward. A little bit of a turn at the same time, backing off, forward. Do kind of a figure 8 pattern.
Like you said, you've got to have the right conditions. The winds make a lot of difference.
Yeah, I had my first really bad crash a couple weeks ago, which wasn't too bad. I had to replace 3 of the rotors, and also the inner shaft gotten broken at the fly bar area. So I had to replace those items. But I was up about 20 feet, and I caught a really gnarly downward draft. It just drove it right to the ground. Even though I had it full throttle, it just got drove from about 20 feet straight down. And there's just nothing I could do. I was just completely helpless. It's a beautiful helicopter. It just hangs there. I think it is pretty easy to fly. I certainly was flying it pretty nicely in the beginning. It's a little hard on the blades. The blades do get broken up easy, being so large and heavy for the helicopter, relatively speaking. I'll check my light. What are we running, about 10 minutes now?
Mm-hmm.
Go backward.
Nice.
It has a tendency to go up, as we've seen, and pitch a little bit right. You kind of can offset it, or you got to deal with it. Oh, well, what are we doing? If we're out of battery and see the red light, let it come down. There you go.
Let's show the red light.
The red light flashing on the receiver and the inside of the cockpit there, lower. Now that's done so that these are LiPo batteries, lithium. They're a special concoction, and if you run them all the way down, you will damage the batteries, very likely. So it has a special voltage cutoff circuit that when the battery is low, it reduces the power of the blade. It's usually enough to keep it in the air, just barely, with the blade wash off the ground. So you can get it down pretty safely usually. So you want to, like I said, you want to be watching your time and know about when that's going to run out. You don't want to be at 20 feet when your batteries run out. You kind of want to be lower and expecting it. And you do want to get it down soon and get those batteries on charge. Well, there you go. That is a beautiful, successful flight of the CX4.
Smile.